Hi everyone. I did my experiment on the effect temperature has on mold development of American cheese. Anyway, so my introduction, American cheese or Kraft singles can be called cheese food, but it is not actually classified as real cheese. It is factory processed food that has a very low melting point. Perhaps all the factory processing it undergoes affects its ability to grow mold. Kraft singles, which I used for my experiment, are made with less than 51% cheese, so they cannot legally be called cheese. American cheese started out because it was an easy to melt food that can be used for like grilled cheese. And then Kraft singles are made with sorbic acid and an antimicrobial agent, which prevents it from growing bacteria and mold. Therefore, the expiration date on the packages usually is just a loose guideline. My alternative hypothesis is I predict that the amount of mold on the American cheese will be the greatest in the highest temperatures, and my null hypothesis is that I predict that the temperature will have no effect on the amount of mold developed. My materials, I used Kraft singles, and I used 6 slices, and then 2 different temperature environments, the refrigerator and the desk, and I used a ruler to make a grid on the plastic bags that I used, and that is all. And then my methods. So the manipulated variable of the experiment was the temperature environments where the cheese stayed for 3 weeks. I kept 3 slices of cheese in one temperature and 3 slices of cheese in the other temperature. The refrigerator was 1 degree Celsius and room temperature was 23 degrees Celsius. Then I placed each of them in their own, I placed the cheese in a plastic bag, and I left the plastic bag open for 30 minutes to allow the spores to get into the bag, and then after the 30 minutes I blew into the bags and then I sealed them shut, making sure that the air stayed in the bag so that they weren't like sealed tight, and then I placed them in their own environments and I observed them every other day and looked for any signs of mold development, which the mold development is the responding variable, and the constant variables were the type of cheese, the time frame in which they were observed, which was 3 weeks, in the plastic bags, Ziploc, the amount of time allotted for spores to be let in each bag, and then 3 weeks, the 3-week time period. Here is my graph showing the mold growth, which you can't see very well, but it's just a line because no mold was developed. And then my results. The temperature did not have any effect on the mold growth developed on the Kraft singles. No mold or signs of mold grew on any of the 6 slices of cheese used in the experiment, and Kraft singles are too processed to produce mold at room temperature and in the refrigerator in a 3-week time period. Alrighty, so then my discussion. The original purpose of the project was to test the effect temperature has on the growth development of mold cheese. The growth of mold on American cheese. Sorry, don't know what that was about. After seeing the results and discovering that Kraft singles do not develop mold at room temperature environment nor a refrigerator environment in a 3-week time period, it needs to be discussed why they don't develop mold. And the reason for this is because they are made with sorbic acid as a preservative, which allows them to last way past their expiration date. And this is good for college students who do not always eat their food really fast because they do not go bad. But it's kind of gross when you think about it. So anyway, those are the results of my experiment, and then here are my citations that you also can't read, but anyway, thank you for watching.